The Boston Celtics have a 2-0 lead against the Orlando Magic in round 1 of the NBA playoffs, but Boston just can't catch a break. Kristaps Porzingis did get hit in the face during Game 2 and, was absolutely gushing blood. A little bit of a warning here. We will be showing the picture of Porzingis' cut on his forehead. If you don't like blood, skip ahead. But on the back half of the show, we're going to talk about Jayson Tatum and his injury. He did miss Game 2. Will he play for Game 3? I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and thank you guys so much for everybody that's tuned in to our previous 2 games that we have been live for. But if you guys haven't already, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me. We are about 500 subscribers away from reaching 49,000, which is a huge accomplishment here on this channel, and I cannot do it without you guys. Thank you again, and be sure to hit that sub button for me. So as you guys can see here, Kristaps Porzingis did take a fat elbow to the forehead from Goga in the second half of the Orlando Magic versus Celtics Game 2. And I felt bad for KP because if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, he got elbowed in the face and he cut himself right here on the bridge of his nose, and that was gushing blood. I don't know if maybe he just has very thin skin there or what, but I feel like every time this dude gets touched in the face, it was like a puddle on the court. So I am glad that they quickly attended to him and got that cleaned up. But it was upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1, which means KP had to come back out and shoot his free throws. And by the look of his face, you can clearly see here that KP is more than okay. He actually loved it. TD Garden was absolutely going crazy for KP. He was throwing his hands up. He was smiling. He loved it. He wanted all the attention on him. And I remember a couple weeks ago when he initially got that cut on his nose, he came back to the bench and he was, flexing on him and joking with his teammates. So KP did come back. He did finish the game and he was okay. But after the game, this is one of my favorite quotes from the evening. He said, I love my WWE moments. I always love engaging with the crowd, and I already knew getting hit again, the crowd was going to love it, especially in that playoff atmosphere when you see that KP is okay and you realize, all right, it's not that, serious of an injury. Boston Celtics are like, dude, he's covered in blood. This is like war paint all over his face. They're going to absolutely love it. But he did end up getting some stitches on his forehead after the game. Reports showed multiple. I saw reports saying that he had 5 stitches in his head, so I haven't gotten full confirmation on that just yet. But nonetheless, he was in the press conference. He's feeling okay. He can obviously play with stitches. He's going to be bandaged up. But that was definitely a sight to see from a guy like Kristaps Porzingis. But then my second favorite quote probably of the evening came out, and it was just Joe Mazzulla being Joe Mazzulla. He said, I love watching him bleed on the court. I think it's important. He comes back in and he does the job. This man needs to have his own reality TV show. I don't even care what he talks about. I just want to listen to his thoughts because this dude is a psycho. Absolute psycho. Basketball psycho, a fighting psycho, whatever it is. He clearly loved it. And Horford got into a little bit of a scrap there with KCP earlier in the game. And I'm like, I know Joe is out here being like, hit him. I love it. I want to see a fight. He wants to bring fighting back to the NBA. So everybody's doing okay. KP should be good to go. And Joe Mazzulla is still a psycho. So nothing has really changed here. But what will this do for JT? We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, I want you guys to go on ahead and spam 8 in the comment section down below. Give Kristaps Porzingis some love. If you loved watching the war paint all over his face, it was all the way in his buzz cut down the back of his head. Dude was electric. Next, we got some Jayson Tatum news on whether or not he could possibly play in Game 3. Should he play in Game 3? And how is he handling the injury? We're going to break that down here in just 1 second. But first, let me break down our sponsor on today's show. It is Prize Picks. If you guys want to win some cash while watching sports, then Prize Picks is the app for you. You can play in over 30 different states, including California, Georgia, and Texas. And you can cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's points, rebounds, assists, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Here are my Prize Picks for the games later this evening. Obviously, Boston doesn't play, so this is the number 1 series I'm watching because we play the winner of this series in round 2. Cade Cunningham to have more than 28.5 points, then Jalen Brunson to have less than 28.5 points, and Bridges to have less than 15.5. New York is going to be on the road in Detroit. Detroit already took one win in Madison Square Garden, so I am looking for the Pistons to get the job done in Game 3. If you guys want to go on ahead and turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to basketball's championship series, starting with the play-in round, every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you into the Takes Two Tickets sweepstakes, which could get you in a +1 a VIP trip to the ship. Go on ahead and download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Boston has a nice little 2-0 lead over the Orlando Magic. I predicted they will sweep, but they obviously need to do 2 more games to do so. But now they go back on the road. Boston is actually one of the best road teams this NBA season. They have the best record of beating teams on their own home court. So will Jayson Tatum play for Game 3? Well, as you guys know, he does have a right wrist bone bruise. So really, the only cure for this is rest because it's a pain tolerance type of injury. Now, if I'm Jayson Tatum and what I've seen from Tatum, this being his only playoff game he's ever missed in his career, I would assume he has a very high pain tolerance. But they are going to monitor him every single day to see if he is good to go. So he may play for Game 3, he may not. It may be a game time decision just based on how much pain Jayson Tatum is in. But I do know this. Whatever he's feeling, Boston needs to be very, very careful with Jayson Tatum moving forward. You have to really look at the big question here, and is that, do you need Jayson Tatum to beat the Orlando Magic? The answer is clearly no, because Boston just did it in Game 2 without Tatum. And obviously, it's a bonus if Tatum plays. That makes it a lot easier to beat the Orlando Magic, yes. But you for sure need Jayson Tatum to beat the Pistons or the Knicks. You absolutely need Jayson Tatum to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers or the OKC Thunder. The Orlando Magic, that's up for discussion. But if you don't play Jayson Tatum in Game 3, you do possibly risk having a longer series with Orlando. I already predicted the Celtics would sweep 4-0, but I didn't predict a Jayson Tatum injury. So if you don't play Tatum in Game 3 or Game 4, you do give the Orlando Magic, especially on their home turf, the possibility to snag one of those games, and now this series goes to 5 or, God forbid, 6 games. So you do it. You can't predict it. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know if you sit out Jayson Tatum in Game 3, they'll win or they'll lose. But I do think that Tatum needs to be your number one factor here, and you need to give him as much rest as he possibly needs. I would sit Tatum for one more game. Knowing that Boston is the best road record team this year, and knowing that Jaylen Brown handled the team, got a double-double, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Jrue Holiday, the Magic just don't have enough in their depth chart to compete with the Boston Celtics. If they had Suggs and Mortis Wagner, then yeah, I would definitely play Jayson Tatum in Game 3. But I don't know. I think you might want to sit Tatum out for one more game. Make sure you're not pressing him back to come back as early as possible when you need him fully healthy for rounds 2 and round 3. Round 1, not necessarily, but that's just my opinion. I'll ask you guys, should Tatum play in Game 3? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Obviously, if that's a good one. Doctor, what do you think? Obviously, if Jayson Tatum has no pain, yeah, obviously play him. But if he's feeling something, maybe it's just worth it for one more game. Let the Celtics do what they do. And if the Orlando Magic take Game 3, you can wrap it up in Game 5 with Tatum playing both games. I have no doubt about that. So if you guys want to be there for Game 3, Game 4, and possibly in other games after that, we will be live right here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I want you guys to join me. All you guys have to do is just hit that sub button.